Hi everyone, my name is MessyPierre, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time on one of my videos, welcome to the Messy family. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Now, I was scrolling through Steam earlier, and I found a really interesting looking game called Dissent, from a very small indie company called Black Banshee Studios. I will link to the store in my description as always, and so go give them some love if you like the looks of this game. It's a visual novel style game, and I can't wait to play it. I'm also a tiny creator, so if you like this sort of content, mystery game content, or Pokemon game content, please subscribe, please like, comment, share, come and follow me on Twitch, come and follow my friends on Twitch, because we stream about twice a week on my channel, twice a week on their channel. Just come and join the Messy family, it's great fun. But yeah, let's make a start. I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know too much, so we go straight in. What is your name? Of course, our name is Messy. How did I end up outside of the Moniker? One moment, I'm casually parting with a few friends. The next, I'm accepting a dare to sneak into the creepy facility. I should have sensed something was up, especially with the recent disappearances. No, this is not me straight away. I would be too... I'm not that brave. Are you sure this is worth it? I mean, they seem like a pretty legit operation. Jenny scoffs loudly and reclines in the driver's seat as Brad peers over the passenger side. Tell that to all the missing person cases that happen in the area. People go missing all the time. It doesn't mean a company we know nothing about is the culprit. Are you saying that you don't believe Monica is behind the disappearances? What about what Joseph said? He's almost sure there's something going on here. You expect me to accept the facts from Joseph? The same guy who cracked the story on the school's expired lunch meat. What's his source anyway? He knows a guy who works here, and he says weird stuff happens all the time. Ah yes, the random stranger who just happens to be employed at the place of suspicion. Listen, it's for a good cause. Don't you want to expose the truth behind this place? You have no idea how many people you'll help by exposing them. This is such a huge opportunity for us to make a name for ourselves. Look, all you need to do is peek around, find anything that seems sketchy, pictures of the lab, documents, or even something that explains where their funding is coming from. Okay, understanding, sarcastic, angry. I'm quite sarcastic. You both don't need to button me up anymore. I'll hold up my end of the dare. You're a true hero. Just don't get caught. Whatever. I'll make it quick. Just be here when I return. You get out of the car and walk into the street. As you step onto the asphalt, your shoes sink into the puddle with a small splash. You are greeted with a heavy rain falling onto your shoulders and an eerie silence. It's beautiful, by the way. The artwork is stunning. There's nothing like a good drunken day on a Friday night. I should have followed my gut and bailed on the party, like I always do. That is me. I do bail on parties. You stare up at the barely lit sign that reads, the Moniker Innovation Centre. Fine, let's get this over with. You cautiously approach the building to pinpoint only two forms of entry. The first is the side door tucked towards the right side of the building, shrouded in darkness. The second being the main door, boasting a dimly lit entrance. I mean, we're not going to knock on the main door. Come on, we're not amateurs. We're going to the side door. You tiptoe over to the main door, checking for potential alarm systems, but find none. There are two cameras operating on on opposite sides of the door, directed towards the entrance. To avoid being seen, you keep your head tilted down and hood covering your face. One does not simply walk into Moniker, yet here I am. After you knock on the door, a man stands from the desk across the lobby and approaches the entrance. As he gets closer, you can see his name tag reads Jeff, as well as a patch labelled Security. Jeff opens the double doors with a slight scowl on his face. Can I help you? I'm not a fighter, so I'm not going to use force. Shall we sweet talk? Let's sweet talk. I'm a journalism student from the local university, and I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about your job here. Jeff's a little surprised, but careful to respond. What about my job? I'm just a night shift security guard for Moniker. That's exactly what we want to cover. Someone who works during the shadow hours of a corporation who has a heavy influence on our local community. You've probably seen some things that readers would be interested to read about. You notice a stern look softening as you excitedly explain what your fake article is about. I don't really see much, to be honest. You can see his interest in the conversation is fading. You're losing him. But you get a security... But yet, you're a security guard at a well-known company. People would love to learn more about the duties of a night security man. One as handsome as you. You see his stern facade falter at your flattering words. Bingo. If you won't do it for me, do it for our readers. Alright. I can't deny what the people want. Come inside. We can talk at my desk, so I can keep an eye on the entrance. You give him a beaming smile as he lets you pass the threshold of the double doors. Upon approaching the desk, you notice a keycard sitting on the surface just within your reach, but Jeff sits down and his eyes are on you again. Now, how am I going to get that? So, what are your questions do you have for me? What does a typical night on the job look like? That's easy. I sit right here listening to my podcast, waiting for anyone to try anything funny. Oh, a podcast? Which one? What's it about? I'm glad you asked. See, it's about this guy. Jeff goes on about a podcast as you strategize a plan to turn his attention away from you in order to steal the key card. You notice he starts to get more and more animated as he talks about the podcast. His hands swipe the desk, pushing his earbuds off and onto the floor. He leans forward and down to pick them up. Now's my chance. You quickly grab the keycard and immediately pull your hand back, placing it into your pocket to hide it. Got it! And it's really good. It's really getting good on the episode I was listening to when you showed up. You interject while he takes a breath. I'm so sorry, but I suddenly need to use the restroom. Could you direct me to the nearest one? Oh, it's down the hall and to the right. Thank you, I'll be right back. We're way too smooth. I would not be that smooth. Further into the depths of Moniker, loud luminescence drones in the empty hall as lights flicker ever so often. Your footsteps, you can hear it actually, love the effects. Your footsteps feel the thunder in the open space, though quickly interrupted by the whoosh of pressure releasing. You press closer to the wall, concealing yourself behind a vending machine, as a lanky laboratory technician steps out of a sealed room. Wisps of mist briefly follow him out of the door, as it slowly begins to close. Should we talk to the lab tech or should we sneak through? I think we need to sneak through. We're being sneaky. Just before the technician turns down the hall in the opposite direction, you gently call out for his attention. Oh. Maybe I picked the wrong option. It's fine. We'll be stealthy another time. He turns around in surprise, and an expression of apathy flips to confusion before settling on indifference. Who are you? I've never seen you in this wing before. No ID badge either. Okay. Let's appeal. We both know what's been going on in this lab. If you just let me in, I won't leak your name to the press when all this inevitably makes it to the news. This is really unsubtle. like, I think we should have lied. The man's brows furrows and his lips purse. His hands clench at his side as he opens and closes his mouth several times until he finally decides what to say. Look, my name was the only one on the schedule today. If anything happens, it'll be on me. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever reason you're here, just do it and do it fast. He makes no further acknowledgement as he turns on his heel and heads back down the hall. The technician coughs abruptly as his retractable key holder and plastic ID clatter to the floor. You lean down to grab it before opening the door in one swift motion, going inside as it seals shut behind you. Okay, don't know how that worked, but it worked. The lab is strangely empty. Only half of the lights are on, causing the slanting shadows to cross the room like prison bars. White walls, dark computer monitors, a few vials containing unknown substances, and the heavy thrum of the PC fans and ventilation. Everything is so sterile. You try turning on a few of the computers, but they remain dormant. You come up to several rows of workbenches. Their contents cleared away into the mountain drawers. Beyond the benches, there's a shelf of lab equipment, vials of some dark liquid, Bunsen burners, droppers and syringes, and other tools that you've seen on TV, but couldn't name. Should we dig through the drawers? Let's dig through the drawers. You carefully rifle through the interior of each drawer you pass. Most of them are full of the personal effects of the scientists that work in the lab. Action figures, family photos, and spare office supplies. You find a few notebooks referring to odd chemical formulas and various animal species. Some of the scientists refer to an entity in their notes, but elaborate no further. What entity? They're studying some kind of creature based on the contents of the notes. References to deep sea species. But what are these chemicals? You tear out several pages referencing the entity and the strange chemical formulas and stow the pages into an empty pocket. There's not much more to discover here. A wooden door on the far end of the office is labelled Head Scientist's Office. It's cracked open ever so slightly. To the left, a cylindrical container made of glass, though its contents are hidden by a thick coat of frost. Creepy frozen glass thing. Dark and foreboding office. Okay. Shall we go look for evidence in the office? Investigate the frozen container. Or my curiosity, let's go for the frozen container. Yee! Upon closer inspection, the container appears more fragile. The glass porthole emitting a threatening crackle. Most bizarrely, weird, animalistic noises emanate from the frozen repository. I'm guessing they don't keep frozen pizza in here. You begin to feel suddenly and uncontrollably drawn to the icy surface. The chilling mist billowing over the crystallized walls and sending a shiver down your spine. The feral sounds from inside grow louder. A fervent thrum reverberating in the room like a disturbed wasp nest or the luminescent lights above. Join us, join us, join us. Oh goodness, we should have gone for the office. Let's go for the middle, join us. As if your movements aren't your own, you find your arms reaching out, the cold slipping over your fingers as they grasp the edge of the lid. The ice has created a sort of seal as you begin to grapple with the exterior. In your efforts to gain any traction, your mind begins to buzz. A certain kind of urgency burns through your veins. Open, open, open. Your vision begins to darken. All you can see is the container. It's smashed on the ground. A blue liquid pours over the bright white floors. It's not good. The taste of salt and the smell of acid assault your senses. Abruptly, a loud crash brings you back. A dream that became reality. Among the debris breathes something else. An entity beyond ordinary comprehension. The door opens as the lab tech returns to the room. His face falls in shock and horror, but any suffering is easily silenced. Oh God, no! No, stop! We will coalesce. Don't know that word. It's been a long time. Should we call? Jenny pulls out her phone and quickly finds her friend's contact. The dial tone rings once before immediately cutting to voicemail. The only sound for several moments is the dampened thud of the infinite rain outside. Maybe this was a bad idea. Jenny clicks her tongue, shifting in her seat uncomfortably, as if to say something in protest. Eventually she just sighs. Yeah, I just really hope the story in there is worth it. Banshee Publishing. College student reported missing after dare gone wrong. Students Jenny Rodrigo, 20, and Bradley Stewart, 19, confessed Saturday night to urging their friend toward breaking into the local Moniker laboratories. Law enforcement officers are actively collecting testimonies. There are no reports to explain the otherwise coincidental Disappearance, I think. I've always said. Oh, okay, so we died. Great. I love that. I think it's really interesting. Please, if you enjoyed this game, go check them out on Steam. I'm going to link to their description, link to their game in the description. So go add it to your wish list, download it, and give them some positive reviews, because I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to definitely play some more. I think we probably got the worst ending, but I really enjoyed that so far. And yeah, I'm going to definitely play a bit more on my channel, and hopefully you can join me there. Please remember to like, subscribe, anything like that. But as always, wishing you the best of luck, happiness, wishes, well wishes, whatever you want in this world. And I hope to see you again next time. With much love, see you soon.